So write down answer for the question. In this question, comma, from a US company point of view, we have to decide whether to undertake the project or not. Answer for the first question: decision making based on expected spot exchange rate. Year 0 and year 1, cash flows in Peasas currency 2000 million, outflow and inflow will be 3000 million. Exchange rate Peasas per dollar, spot is 50 and we are expecting after 1 year it will be 48. So cash flows in dollar currency term, so $40 million and $62.5 million. Discounting rate is given to us as 10%. That is in the dollar currency term. This is 10%. Year 0 factor is 1. First year end factor is 0.9091. Present value is 40. 62.5 into 0.9091. So 56.82. 16.82 million dollar. That is the way the NPV can be found for the purpose of decision making. So in the first case we understand as NPV is positive, the project is worth undertaking. So the answer is as NPV is positive, comma, the project is worth undertaking. Full stop. Second part of the question, in that US company will lend $40 million at zero interest rate. Bank will lend US company this amount which is required for the investment for 1 year at 10% interest. So let us answer the second question. Heading right down, currency swap. In the rundown, working note number 1, calculation of amount of repayment liability in Peasas currency after 1 year. It is principal plus interest, 2000 million plus 10 percentage, that is 2200 million Peasas. With paragraph right down, calculation of NPV in dollar currency for US company. Year 0 and year 1. Cash flows in Peasas currency. End of year 1, 3000. Repayment of loan in Peasas currency, 2200 as per the working. Net cash flows, it is 800. Exchange rate, it is 48. Peasas for dollar. So cash flow in dollar currency, 16.67. Further in continuation, cash flows in dollar currency, loan given and the repayment of the loan. That is the way we will have that cash flow. So this amount of the loan is given. You receive 2000 million Peasas, which is invested in the project. From the project at the end of the first year, you receive 3000 million Peasas. The loan that you had taken in their currency is repaid along with the interest. Whatever your incremental cash flow is converted into your home currency, and whatever the loan that you had given free of interest is also repaid to you. So 40 million is year 0 cash outflow and 56.6667 is cash inflow at the end of first year. Discounting at 10%, that is the cost of capital. $51.5157. $11.5157. That is where the NPV can be found. With paragraph right down. Importantly, whenever a project is undertaken outside, comma, in an underdeveloped country and consideration is going to be received in that currency, then the company undertaking the project will have a huge risk of foreign currency depreciation. Full stop. To protect that currency swap, in bracket write down interchange transaction is entered upon. Full stop. So we can say that's the US company and Bank of Underdeveloped Country. We understand it's a year 0 and year 1. A kind of transaction is say taking place like this, that in the year 0 US company is giving an amount of $40 million at 0% interest. It is US company is receiving 2000 million Peasas to invest in the project. Because in this NPV calculation, the amount which is received in year 0, 2000 million Peasas, and the amount which is paid 2000 million Peasas, that I have not mentioned because mentioning that is not going to make any sense. End of year 1, what will happen? Bank of that is a developed country will pay $40 million irrespective of the spot exchange rate. And importantly, US company is required to pay 2200 million Peasas, that is 2000 plus 10%. That is what it will pay. It is paid out of the receipt in Peasas currency. So to that extent, forex risk, foreign exchange risk is nullified, because you don't have to convert say that amount at least say into dollar currency. In this case, US company will have only forex risk for surplus, that is 800 million P currency. With paragraph read down, usually for these currencies, forward contract for such a long period is not available. Full stop. With paragraph write down, in case of currency swap, comma, NPV is lower, however, it is a safer option. Because friends, in case of the no hedging, you can see that say, there is huge foreign exchange risk of the conversion of this entire 3000 million Peasas. Because at the end of year one, if at all the foreign currency depreciates huge, then in that case, this amount that we are expecting to receive will not be received. So that is the way we can have the final comment to be passed. That so the second option is having, so of course, the lower like the NPV, still it may be better so from the risk point of view.